Hello everyone. Thanks for joining this presentation on complex formulation development experience at Patheon. In this presentation, I will introduce to you a little bit about Patheon and what we do, and we will go through our experience in complex formulation development at multiple sites covering complex dosage forms, fixed dose combinations, pediatrics, modified release, and melt extrusion as well. For those who may not be familiar with Patheon, Patheon has a full range of services covering drug substance and drug product, and we are located across North America, Europe, and we serve global clients. We have specialized technologies, soft shell technology. We can cover and manufacture high potency compounds. We have solubility enhancement services, and we cover 75% of all the dosage forms in the market. This slide shows the breadth and depth of services that Patheon has. We cover the drug substance, small molecule, as well as large molecule. We can take your molecule all the way from preclinical stage through clinical development right through to commercial. Patheon has experienced scientists who have, based on the experience and the expertise they bring, they have an insight to anticipate problems and resolve them as they occur. This helps save time and money for our clients, taking the molecules very quickly to the clinic or quick to the launch. This is the network of Patheon across the globe. These are color coded to show our sites that have small molecule capability in yellow, large molecule capability in green, and the drug product sites are in red. We have sites in North America as well as Europe, and we have offices in Tokyo, Shanghai. We have a site in Brisbane, Australia, covering biologic drug substance. Complex formulation. I would define complex formulation and process in a couple of different ways. One is difficult to handle drug substances and drug products. In this category, we would have compounds and molecules that are highly potent compounds, and we can manufacture high potent compounds both in the drug substance side as well as drug product side. Poorly soluble compounds are also complex formulations, and we'll talk about those as well. And then there are properties of the molecule that bring complexity in formulation development. For example, the stability of these compounds could be challenging. They could be unstable in presence of light, oxygen, humidity, or temperature conditions, and we can handle those compounds which have stability issues. There could be changes of polymorphs during manufacturing as well, and we understand the problem and bring solutions to ensure stability of the drug substance and the drug product to meet the shelf life of the product. APIs have poor characteristics, physicochemical properties such as flow, density, particle size distribution, etc. could be challenging to develop drug products. And we have had the experience of developing drug products, formulations, to overcome these poor properties from an API perspective to develop robust drug products. The other category of complex dosage forms that Patheon can handle are controlled release formulations, modified release formulations, which could be combinations of immediate release and controlled release. There could be targeted delivery where the drug substance needs to be released in a different part of the GI tract, and we've had experience on that as well, and we'll go through some details in the following slides. Fixed dose combinations have been on the rise in the last 10 to 15 years. and we can develop multiple formats of fixed dose combinations. Pediatric dosage forms have been increasing in popularity since the PRIA and BPCA Act that was passed both in Europe as well as North America by the FDA. And then there are other functional formats that could be developed under the category of complex dosage forms. This slide shows the two sites that can handle highly potent compounds in an oral solid dosage form. Our site in Toronto in Canada and our site in Bourgois in France can handle highly potent compounds in oral solid dosage forms, and this would cover the entire range from small scale dosage form development, clinical manufacturing, and commercial manufacturing as well. Here are some examples of contained equipment that we have at these sites. So a couple of equipment here shows from benchtop development how the APIs, which are highly potent, can be contained using enclosures and dispensing hoods. Here are some examples of process trains to manufacture highly potent compounds using, for example, Gertai's mini pactor for roller compaction and tableting using Gia Courtois tablet press, which is fully contained, and a Bosch 702 high protect. So these are examples of equipment that can be used for highly potent compound handling and taking the molecule from clinical stage as well. We have similar equipment in commercial manufacturing as well. So we can take the potent compounds from early stage clinical all the way through commercial. Let's talk a little bit about our solubility enhancement services. Now, depending on the API properties, these poorly soluble compounds can be evaluated, and we can recommend the right technology to improve the exposure in the preclinical stage and take it all the way from clinical to commercial stage. We can design your formulation of poorly soluble compounds and manufacture clinical supplies. Spray drying is a classical process where a drug substance is dissolved in a solvent, you add an excipient or a polymer, you may or may not need to add a surfactant, and this gives a spray dried solid dispersion. In the Solubility Enhancement Services, we have a molecular modeling program called Quadrant 2, where we look at the three-dimensional single crystal structure. We understand the crystal or the structure of the polymer, and using molecular modeling software, we can determine the best fit where the drug substance fits into a three-dimensional matrix of the polymer. This predictive modeling helps reduce the experimentation that will take the molecule to a benchtop spray-dried dispersion that can be used in an animal PK study and then first time in man. We do have benchtop spray dryers as well as GMP spray dryers to manufacture your clinical supplies of solid dispersions at an intermediate stage. We do have Lipid Technology as well. We can develop clinical supplies and commercial supplies of lipid-based dosage forms such as soft gels or liquid-filled two-piece hard shell capsules. Lipid Technology is another format that helps to improve solubility of poorly soluble compounds. We can go through the detailed lipid vehicle screening to identify the right vehicle for the lipid-based formulations that can go into a soft gel or a two-piece hard shell format. These are some of the technologies in the soft gel area that one could leverage. For example, we could use an intake soft gel to deliver the drug in the small intestine by preventing any release in the gastric pH. There is other formats such as controlled release soft gels. There is a chewable pediatric version of soft gel as well. Sustained release, modified release dosage forms can be developed, and we have multiple formats to develop. So we can use matrix systems such as simple hydrophilic gel polymer matrix, wax matrix as well. We have other techniques to deliver the molecule over a period of time. This could be over an 8-hour period, 16, 24 hours as well. We can do osmotic release tablets. We can do pulsatile release, and we have done several formats of those as well. These could be multi-particulates filled into capsules, or they could be compressed into a tablet. We can do active drug layering as well as one of the formats for developing modified release format. Soft gel format, we talked earlier, we can use the soft gel basic technology and include polymers to control the release in a soft gel format. Fixed dose combinations can be developed in multiple formats. It depends on the stability of the 2 or more drug substances that we want to put together. These could be developed in a bilayer tablet format, tri-layer tablet format, multi-particulates. These could be using extrusion spheronization or active drug layering using solvent-based system as well. We have the capability of developing all these different formats from early stage in a small scale as well as clinical scale and commercial scale formulations. And we have done many fixed dose combinations up to 4 different APIs in a single unit dosage form. This also shows the complexity of the formulation and associated analytical techniques that need to support the development of these fixed dose combinations. Tablet in tablet is another format that could be used to develop both controlled release formulations as well as fixed dose combinations. These could be multiple APIs put together or a combination of immediate release and controlled release formats. Pediatric dosage forms are required to be developed based on the PRIA and BPCA Act for determining the clinical data in a pediatric segment of the population. Pediatric dosage forms can be developed in multiple formats. Powders, granules for reconstitution is the simplest format that one would develop and fill in a sachet for a unit dose, or these could be filled in a bottle for reconstitution as a multi-dose preparation. These days, sprinkles in capsules have become very popular since the 2-piece capsules are now available that can be easily opened, and the contents of the capsule can be sprinkled on food, semi-solids, applesauce, and other yogurt preparations that can be easily dosed to a child. Dispersible tablets are gaining popularity. The dispersible tablet, as you can see in this photo, these could be a solid dosage form that is divisible for dose titration based on the body weight of the child. Hence, this is a flexible format that can be developed for a pediatric application. A full tablet or a quarter of a tablet, again based on the dose, can be dispersed in a very small quantity of water and dosed to a child. This formats can be taste masked, because taste masking is very much important and critical for pediatric dosage forms. Oral disintegrating tablets is another format that we have developed for a number of molecules. Chewable tablets as well. Soft gel, these are pretty pictures like gummies. So these chewables, as we call it, can be developed for pediatric formulations. And all these can be taste masked to counter the unpleasant taste of APIs. Mini tablets, again, gaining popularity as a pediatric dosage forms as well. Mini tablets could be filled in sachets, they could be filled in capsules, or one could fill the mini tablets in a dispensing device. So multiple packaging formats are possible for pediatric dosage forms. We also have now the ability to do melt extrusion on a pilot to commercial scale. At our site in Cincinnati, Ohio, we have a commercial scale equipment that can be used for a pilot scale to commercial scale melt extrusion. Melt extrusion, as you may be familiar, is often used as one of the techniques for poorly soluble compounds. These could also be used for other reasons, and this is just one slide I had to give you the information that we can do melt extrusion and then convert these into tablets, or these multi-particulates could be filled into capsules as the need may be. This was a very high-level overview of the complex formulation development experience that we have at Patheon across multiple locations, both in North America and Europe. I'd be happy to answer any questions or go into specific details now, or we could discuss in further details how Patheon can support you for your clinical programs or taking the molecule from clinical stage all the way to commercial stage. Thank you very much for your patient listening.